Hi everyone, this is Hinda Bartoli, and I'm coming to you from the comfort of my home in Las Vegas, and I wanted to tell you a story, but before I tell you that, this room here is my crafts room, and this is where the magic happens when I create my jewelry, which you can see at www.hindahoney.com. Anyway, I wanted to tell you a story about what happened to me when I just turned 20, and I was just married, and my husband and I lived in Sherman Oaks, and he got a position offered to him as a manager of a big bowling alley down in Oceanside. So he took the job, and we moved everything down to Oceanside. We got this cute little one-bedroom apartment. It was way on top of a hill, overlooked the ocean. It was beautiful. And he had his job, and I had gotten a little part-time job at a ladies' clothing store. That was a seasonal job because it was around Christmas time. Anyway, one day I wanted to use the car, and we only had one car, so I took him to work, and I said that I was going to do some errands, which I really decided that I didn't want to do the errands. I wanted to go to Los Angeles. So I took the car to Los Angeles, and I met up with some people that I worked with, and they were having a party. It was a holiday party, and they were having really good food and having fun, and so I stayed there for about 6 hours, and I had to get home because I had to go to work at 5 o'clock. So I was on the freeway, and I only had 15 minutes to go, and all of a sudden I looked away from the mirror for 1 second. The road curved, and I went straight and ripped 90 feet of the pavement. The door flew open, threw me out because I didn't have my seat belts on, and then it proceeded to roll over on the cement, and not on top of me, but on the cement. And there was no, I fainted, actually. I fainted, and when I came to, there was a doctor there, and he had ridden by and stopped, and he put a blanket over me so I wouldn't be cold, and told everybody not to touch me. And there was this naval guy with this crude first aid kit, and this woman walking around saying, "Oh my God, what happened to her?" And she was crazy. Anyway, these are the things that I remember. But I would, observe that there was nobody on the freeway at that time, which was very, very lucky for me. I was blessed. It wasn't my time to go. So they took me to the hospital, and in the shiny bar in the ambulance, I could see my face, and it just missed my eye. A scratch, and I had really bad injuries on my arm, and on my right arm, and my legs, the knees and the ankles. So it was, pretty serious, and I think I almost had a concussion, but it did not quite. So they ripped the dress off me, actually cut it off, and used antiseptic to clean the wound on my hand, and it was very, very painful because it was a 4th degree road burn. So they put me in a room, but before I went to the room, I said, "Call my husband. We live across the street from the hospital." And he was just lighting the Hanukkah candles, and he gets this call: "Your wife's been in an accident. She's okay." He comes running over to be there with me, and then they put me in a room, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, my mom and dad and his parents came, to see how I was, and I said, "Oh, hi, Mom and Dad." It's like nothing happened. When you're young, you're, you think you're invincible, but you're not. You have to be very careful all the time. Uh-oh, that's my phone. Hi, I'm recording. Oh, what's... No. Mm-mm.